So what are Dokkan Battle's top 10 TUR artworks? So let's go over the ground rules. First of all, I wanted everyone to know that there's just so many TUR artworks. It's incredible. There's so many to pick from. So to be honest, this entire list is pretty malleable. But do know that I am going into this with an objective standpoint. Not subjectively, this is not what I think are my favorites or I think is the coolest. This is what I think objectively are the best TUR artworks in Dokkan Battle. Now, because there were so many, I could have easily missed a few, but I am pretty confident that the top 10 that I have picked are pretty good. And when you're looking at so many different artworks, I tell you what, positions literally just go down to which one is more pleasing to the eye. It was definitely a lot easier with the LR artworks. If you haven't checked that one out, check that one out right here, right now, just so you can get into the swing of things, and then you can come back onto this video and you can enjoy this as well. So without further ado, let's get into number 10. Now, number 10 is a pair. It is Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku and Vegeta. Man, that's a mouthful. I was actually shocked when I looked at them. I did not think that they were going to make it to the top 10 at all. Even looking at them now, I don't particularly like them as a favorite. But at number 10, the reason I'm putting them there is, one, they are kind of the only types of this unit. Two, even with a lot going on, it definitely feels very fluent, especially the Vegeta. Very much looks like he's actually coming towards you, not just based on his stance, but even the aura around him makes it feel like he's rushing towards you. They're trying to do the same thing with the Goku. I don't really feel the same thing with the Goku, probably because of his stance. I'm not even the biggest fan of their anatomy. This is where it's like, which is more pleasing to the eye, this or another artwork? And the thing is, it's like, for some reason, I continue to get drawn to these artworks, primarily more the Vegeta, but I put the Goku in here as a tie. For those reasons, I put these guys at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is another pair, and that pair is GT Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. Let's look at the artwork. Let's break them down, right? So first of all, you have the Goku doing the Kamehameha at the front there, who looks very good. I like his hair. I like his facial expression, right? It really draws you in. And then you have this whole array of Gokus at the back. You got the base Goku next to him. You got Super Saiyan 3 in the corner. You got Super Saiyan 4 smirking in the top left. And of course, you got the aura that's literally wrapping around the whole artwork, encapsulating everything into the image, right? Which is very nice. The Kamehameha blue streams also look very nice. The coloring is great. I do like the anatomy, and the shading is phenomenal. The Vegeta kind of has the exact same thing. Coloring looks great. I'm still not the biggest fan of the anatomy on the arms. It's not their fault for that. It's just the way that Dragon Ball characters are drawn. For those reasons, I do very comfortably sit these guys at number 9. So coming in at number 8, we have AGL Super Gogeta. I have to say, besides the LR 6-year anniversary units, this Gogeta probably has the best muscle anatomy out of all the artworks from what I can remember in my head. You can literally feel the weight of every single muscle division. The area around his chest, right, and underneath where his ribcage starts and his abdominals start as well, you can actually feel them when you're looking at them. This is really important. The shading is the reason this is the case. I'm not saying that the way that the black lines that are drawn aren't to do with it, because they for sure are to do with it. But it's the shading that allows that to occur. But even the hands, like the fists, look at them. The anatomy of them are beautiful, brilliant, and the shoulder and the biceps. Oh my God. Just so good. The aura that's flashing around him is so well done. The way it, once again, encapsulates him into the image. The hair anatomy is, of course, good too. And his face looks great as well. And, of course, you do have the looming blue Gogeta in the background, which does help fill out the spaces in the card that are a bit empty. Now, the reason he sits at number 8, and I didn't put him higher, is because he has 2 artworks. It's weird the way that I do judge that, but I do think the reason that something like that is viable is because both artworks represent the card. And later on, you'll see what I mean by that. But I do not think that his blue Gogeta version is even close to top 10. But his Super Gogeta version is absolutely terrific. At number 8 is where I am going to put him. Now, a bit of a surprise, this one, but coming in at number 7, we have the STR God Goku. Now, this card art has surprisingly been one of the best since its release. Way ahead of its time, let me tell you. When it came out, I was shocked. You got the dragon fist in the back, and the best part about it is it's actually a god key color dragon fist. All of the line work is, instead of black, it's gold. I do like that. His face, terrific. His hair anatomy, terrific. Coloring, sensational. Even the anatomy of his arm, it's not that standard bulky look that I just hate with especially all the older Dokkan Battle artworks. It definitely still has some shape and some flow. Of course, the perspective that they also have this Goku at is brilliant too. And of course, Dokkan Battle do usually do a good job of getting the perspective right. But for this one, I really like how it takes up a good majority of the artwork, and it feels like it's getting this explosive effort out of that particular perspective, because you have the fist, which is the dragon fist, glowing at the top there, and all of the energies are radiating from there, right? And it looks so beautiful. And I am honestly, this card, I think very comfortably sits in the top 10, at least as objective as I can put it in the top 10. But the reason I put this one ahead of the Gogeta is because it just looks better to my eye, right? It's one of those things where it's like, I can't dispute either one on anything really. Maybe the Gogeta has slightly better anatomy, and then maybe this Goku has like a better coloring, better shading, but it draws you more into the actual artwork itself. At this point, I'm just going for whatever looks more pleasing to me. So for that reason, this guy is at number 7. Okay, this is where it starts getting tight. Number 6, we have God Goku and Vegeta 7-year anniversary units. I know. You suck. Everyone's gonna say this is number 1, blah blah blah, you know, and like, if you put it at number 1 yourself, I don't blame you. I understand. The other units up front are pretty good for certain reasons, and there's a reason to put these here, but I could have easily put these guys even higher, very easily. Once again, it still comes down to what's more pleasing to the eye, how the entire artwork shapes up, and how well it ends up all coming together. So it's not just this, oh yeah, it looks good, you know, that's it, yep, no, this looks better than that. No, it's everything. Like everything matters, right? So that's why they're at number 6. But like, let's go through it. Of course, you've got both of the Goku and the Vegeta charging up that red key in their hands, and you've got the fiery flame aura that's wrapping around both of them, which is actually kind of like a swirling motion. And if you haven't noticed, the way that it does it, it purposely actually comes out of the energy bowl, but it also particularly and purposely, it goes from the Gokus and wraps all the way back around to the Vegetas and vice versa. And it makes it feel like everything's connected, right? And so it molds together, which is very nice. Of course, the coloring is beautiful. Behind the blue icy background does make the red pop a lot, which is nice. The Goku's face looks good, and the hair looks decent. The Vegeta's face and hair doesn't look the best, but it definitely looks like it's right out of the movie, which is really nice. For that reason, I put these guys at number 6. Ho ho ho, here we are, top 5 in the game. At number 5, we have Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the TUR of the LR. First of all, let's just talk about, just by looking at it, you're just stunned. It does everything it needs to. It encapsulates the exact moment where he loses it. His face, his hair, the coloration, the anatomy of his arms, the biceps, great perspective. I like the background just like it is in the movie, but the lightning that's just coming off of him and the aura pushing outwards, but his face, the intensity of his face, which really reminds me more of the Cell Jr. fight where he kind of loses it, where he bursts out of his energy. Before I had even started the list, this was the absolute first one that came to mind. In fact, to the point where I thought this artwork was going to be number 1. This artwork is incredible. This Gohan, I mean, you just look at him, he's number 5. He's number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Physical Beerus. Now, wow. They did Beerus justice in this artwork. This looks incredible. Beerus's face, his anatomy, like his body anatomy, the energy ball behind him, and the way that they've done the aura that kind of comes out of it. It's purple like his own aura. And they made sure to make the light source very bright, and even on his body, the areas that the light source is not being able to touch, like around his waist area, is almost completely black, which increases the intensity of how intense the light is. But man, this one, I had no troubles putting this guy on number 4. No trouble. The lining is so damn good. Everything's just perfect, man. Like, I don't know how they could improve this artwork. So I just put this guy, just straight to where he belonged. Top 5, easy. At this point, I'd just be repeating myself with everything else I've said for the other artwork. It's just immaculate. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's just perfect. It encapsulates Beerus, and it makes it look even better than it did it in the anime. So for that reason, it's number 4. Okay, we're here. Top 3. This is where it gets juicy, because this is also where you'll get the most people disagreeing with you or really agreeing with you. And I have a pretty good feeling I might not get a lot of people agreeing with me, but let's have a look here. So at number 3, we have the Int Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku. And like I said at the start of this video, if they have an awakening or 2 arts or multiple arts are representing the one card, it all comes into play. And this is why it's important, because you have the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and both of them look stunning. So if you have 2 artworks representing one card that are just as good as the other, objectively, that should be put higher. I mean, at least the way that I'm kind of doing this, I don't think anyone's going to sit here and dispute that the Super Saiyan 2 Goku looks just incredible. The reason I didn't also add the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta into this was because his Majin Vegeta Awakening state looks absolutely shocking. Let's look at the Goku. So you get the swirling energy coming in. Now, the reason that energy is important is because of the way it swirls in. It almost adds this diagonal stripe where you're locked into the Goku. That's such an important part of this. And even the lightning that's around here, look at the lightning trying to wrap its way back into the Goku. The yellow lightning, should I say, because the blue lightning is obviously just around him. His hair, nailed it. His facial expression, incredible. The stance, the coloration is so nice, which I love. And what I like about this is it's such a unique kind of artwork and stance that you don't really get from any other type of artwork in the game, you know, besides the Vegeta, of course. And then you got the Super Saiyan 3 artwork. Now, I'm going to say it flat out just is not as good as the Super Saiyan 2 artwork. It's not. Objectively, it just isn't. But that doesn't mean it's not bloody good. You don't see a lot of artworks using this particular perspective. I really like it because you're still looking from underneath him, but you're still looking from the side where he looks like he's about to unleash everything he has. That facial expression says it all. The hair is on point. I don't know if you guys have actually noticed, when Goku is in Super Saiyan 1 and 2, his clothing is orange, right? It's orange, dark orange, however you want to put it. But when he goes over to Super Saiyan 3, the color becomes a bit more mustard yellow. They made sure they kept that detail in there, which is really good. The aura that's coming out of the Kamehameha, of course, does look really nice. They're keeping it red, staying with the same style as he is in Super Saiyan 2, which is crucial. You can't deny that both of these artworks are incredible. For those reasons, I put this guy at number 3. Okay, number 2. And I want to say quickly that this card was going to be number 1. But number 2 is STR transforming Super Saiyan Goku. Let's get this out of the way. His base form is so good. His bicep anatomy looks great. Still a bit bulky, but it still works and it doesn't look like a mess. I think there's still some shape here, like around the tricep areas, and it's not bad. Obviously, his hair representing the Super Saiyan hairstyle that's coming out, well, that's about to come. His eyes being gray, like he's just snapped, right? He's about to lose it. And of course, the red aura streams that are kind of bouncing off of him, and you've got the green skies and the ground. But the way that they shaded and rendered this Goku is so beautiful, and the color schemes just feel so juicy. The other reason he is number 2 is because all 3 of his artworks, all 3 are absolutely incredible. You for sure have to take that into account. You've got his Super Saiyan one, which just is the exact stance he has. But man, the hair. Yeah, no, it's got the OG Super Saiyan hair where it seems like fluffy and golden, and I love the hair anatomy. The coloration is just unreal. Probably the best coloration in the entire game. Maybe the Beerus is right up there, but the coloration that is so good. And then of course you got him in his rage mode. That's got to be straight out of the manga for sure. So well done. Hair anatomy on point. Face, like, intensity is terrific. I do like his arms. They do feel more curvy and they don't feel so bulky. Of course they still are, because you're closed up and clenched up, but there's still some roundness to them, and it does feel like the shape, and I very much like that. And of course you've got the aura that's bursting away from him. Like, wherever he's aiming, he's going, right? He's going, you know? Yeah, this guy very comfortably number 2, if not number 1. Now, before we get to number 1, we do have a few honorable mentions. So, one of our honorable mentions, God Goku. The blue background actually suits that fire so well. His hair anatomy is great. His face structure is good. Of course, got the glooming Super Saiyan squad on the back there with Videl, which looks really nice. And of course, it's just clean. That's why he makes it to an honorable mention. The double 17s, even them, I mean, they look good, but there's a lot of reasons that they didn't make it into the top 10. I would just say they just don't compete with what was in there, so that's why they didn't make it. We do have the Worldwide Download Celebration Metal Cooler and Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. They're TUR artworks. Both of the artworks look incredible, and they were actually originally in the top 10. The line work is sensational, especially with Metal Cooler, but the Goku and Vegeta's like anatomy is amazing. The hair color. Also, the Super Saiyan Goku and the Final Form Cooler, they're both promotional art, and they both look very good as well. The Cooler's anatomy, though, is just head and shoulders better than the Goku's, but I mean, look at the perspective that you're looking from. Those 4 were definitely going to make it. You do have the STR Super Vegeta. He was interesting. I do like with the Final Flash what they've done with the energy. It does make it look like he's just this star. I do like the coloration of it. It does actually add a lot to the image, but body anatomy and everything is pretty basic. You do have the TUR artwork of the LR 60th anniversary Goku. Now, this was tough keeping out of the top 10. He is actually relative to the TUR artwork of the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which was number 5, I believe. The reason he didn't make it to the list over that Gohan was the Gohan's was just done better, and the Goku's just feels a little bit more rushed. The body anatomy is nowhere near as good, of course. I think he's just lacking, and that's why I put the Gohan in there, and he wasn't. The final mention is Super Vegito. There are very few card arts in the game that do as good of a job at representing the Super Saiyan hairstyle as this Super Vegito does. Perfect shape. I do think one of the better artworks for the time that he came out. Okay, here we are. It's time to reveal the number 1 TUR artwork of Dokkan Battle, and this one is not, and I repeat, you are not gonna see this one coming, but neither did I. At number 1, STR Ultimate Hearts. Yes, stop. I know. After all the artworks you've currently seen, you just can't believe it, but just look at the damn artwork, okay? You cannot take your eyes off this artwork. You're just locked in. There's so much light condensed into that one area. You just continue on to look at it. But the perspective that they have in me is so nice. All the colors that they have here, all the swirling of the aura that wraps even the other cubes, right? And then forces its way out of the main area of his hand. It's just so easy to look at, man.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That pink aura, or the purple aura, reminds me a lot of the physical Beerus that was at number 4. I couldn't believe that this guy's artwork was this good. Like I said, look, this list, as objective as I can make it, I think is extremely malleable. Much more malleable than the LR artworks, because the difference between the LRs and this one, the LRs have animations, but with TURs, when it's just straight artwork with no animations and it's just as is, you're picking at hairs. But the only thing, and the reason that this guy had to be number 1 is because I cannot stop looking at the artwork. There's really not much else to tell you. It's so pleasing to the eye. For those reasons, I'm going to have to put this guy at number 1. Guys, that was the top 10 list of Dokkan Battle's TUR artworks. Let me know what you think in the comment section below of the list. What are your top 10 Dokkan Battle TUR artworks? I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comment section below. That'd be great. But if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up so we know to create more of these things. I mean, we're probably still going to do them because we like doing these and they're fun to do. I'll see you in the next video, guys. I'll catch you then. See you later.